Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Gains from Almost in Full Color. Today's video, I actually want to talk to you about Rainbow Six Extraction and why I think it's a game that you should give a try. Okay, so first off, for anyone who's not familiar with the game, it's pretty much based around the same formula that Rainbow Six Siege was based on, except for Siege was all PvP gameplay and Rainbow Six Extraction focuses a lot more on the cooperative gameplay. Matter of fact, the only thing you can do is either play solo or cooperative. If you are familiar with the Rainbow Six Vegas, that was like the last Rainbow Six game I think I actually played. They had a game mode in it where it was called like terrorists, I believe, to where you and two other individuals would take down a set number of terrorists on a map. This is kind of what extraction is, except for you remove the terrorists and you enter in some Archean aliens that have different mutations and different powers and abilities, and stronger aliens as you up the difficulty. And as I said earlier, this game does pretty much use the same engine as Siege, and it takes all of the operators from Siege and puts them into the extraction game, and all of their abilities come over as well. Now, most of these abilities do well for this formula of game where they've kind of removing the PvP aspect and put in just everyone versus the aliens. It feels like they did kind of build out the alien aspect to take advantage of the abilities that the operators had from Siege. Although some maps or some operators, a lot of the maps feel like you don't really have a use case scenario for their abilities and it's very niche. But it seems like they're actually trying to remedy that by newer content they're releasing, especially a lot of the weekly content. Seems like it kind of gets catered to those operators that maybe weren't shown as much love on the original content of the game. Now, one thing I will say is that the game does have a learning curve to it, especially if you're someone like myself who didn't play Siege at all. Coming in, I really didn't understand the mechanics of it and what it wanted me to do. Like, there's a lot of small things in the map, whether it's blinding spores, whether it's toxins, things like that, to where it can really do a lot of damage to your operator really fast. So if you're not familiar with that or you don't really know what you're looking for, you can lose a lot of operators fast. And yes, by lose operators, I mean whenever your operator, well, they don't really die. They go into a stasis situation. But that operator is stuck on the level that you lost them on. So you would have to go back and actually do a rescue mission to get that operator back. And whatever experience points you would have gotten with that operator are also kind of held into a stasis situation to where you don't get that experience points back until you actually save that operator. So that does give you like a very it just makes it where you really have to plan ahead. Like, you don't want to just keep pushing ahead, especially if you're low on health. You would definitely just want to go ahead and extract at times and kind of take what you got so that you don't lose that operator, especially if it's one of your more favorite operators or if it's someone you've really spent time leveling up or you're trying to continue leveling up. Now, even though that you may not actually lose an operator on the map that you're playing, your health still does take into account when it comes to being able to use that operator again. Whatever damage you take, now every operator starts with 100 health, 100 base health, which is the white health bar at the bottom. Now, any med packs or any med kits that you pick up, all of that health you will notice will be a blue and then an additional green color, depending on how much additional health you get. But that can never heal the 100 base health. So once you start dropping below your base health, if you drop below, I believe it's 40 HP, that operator cannot be used until you go successfully complete missions with other operators. And then based on how much experience you get with those operators, that determines how much HP you get to allocate to all of your operators that's been injured. So if you end up leaving a map and say you leave with 80 HP, any experience you get with that operator, the health that he gains for the other operators do not get applied to himself. So if you want to just use him again for another mission, you're going to start with 80 base health and you just have to pick up med kits along the way to kind of try to plus it up some, but you can never heal that 80 health unless you actually use another operator and complete mission. So not only does the health aspect make you kind of want to try out other operators, their abilities also do a really good job of kind of making certain missions a lot more easy than what they would be with someone else. So that also pushes you to other operators to make you want to level them up. The max level is 10. And as you level them up, their special ability gets better. And also, you unlock additional weapons, you unlock additional skins, and also armor upgrades and things like that with those characters or with those operators. So you do want to kind of make sure you're using a variety of people and you're not just trying to focus on one guy. Now, if you want to get that one guy up to 10 as fast as possible, that's understandable. But you do want to make sure that you do use other operators and get a nice flow going. So that way, no matter what mission you do have someone to pick, because you cannot pick the same operator that someone else does. So whether you do a quick play or whether you jump in with two other people that you actually know, if they pick one of your operators that you were planning on picking, especially in quick play where you may not be talking to these other two randos, you're going to have to pick somebody else. So you at least want about 2, 3, maybe even 4 additional backup characters that you can go to, and make sure that you actually feel like you're going to contribute and you don't feel like you're handicapped or you're coming in at a disadvantage to that mission. Now, when I first started playing this game, as I said earlier in this video, it definitely was a learning curve. It took a little while before I actually started enjoying the game, but once I understood what the game wanted from me and I really understood the tactical aspect of it, and it is a lot of crouch walking for the most part, it definitely started to grow on me. I've been playing this game religiously, pretty much nonstop. Anytime I actually get some free time to game, I've been playing this with both Roger and Terry from the channel. So it's a really fun game, especially if you're playing with people that you can actually talk to. It does a really good job of forcing you to communicate. And by forcing you to communicate, it doesn't feel forced. Like, the game just does a good job of just naturally bringing that out because you feel like that it's needed. You feel like it's called for, that you need to call out these things, call out whether it's a certain type of enemy, call out med kits, call out ammunition, call out react tech, just key points of the map or just key points in the mission that you need to relay to your other players. So that's really good because it definitely wants you to do the tactical things. And a lot of times games can try to do the tactical side, but they don't do a good job of structuring it to where players really feel the need to talk. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're not talking, you won't be able to get through a mission. Anytime I play quick play, I'm the guy who never talks. Um, if you're playing with people who know what they're doing, and obviously if you're well versed in the game, you can get through it without talking. They do have a chat wheel that you can do quick little call outs, like you need ammo, you need health, things like that. And you can also ping things on the map, whether it's enemies or health or the next objective. So that way, you can relay items or relay points of interest to your other players without actually having to talk to these people that you may not know online. We all know how the chat rooms can go online, especially when it's people that you don't know. Now, even though the game does start off with just one area, that's New York City, as you do progress and level up, you will unlock other areas that you can go to, and you'll also unlock higher difficulties, which introduce even more powerful archeons and also mutations. Mutations actually change a lot about the game. You can have a mutation to where enemies spawn with blinding spores on them. So if you get too close, those spores will jump out and get you. You can also have mutations where the nests have a carapace around them. So you actually have to go up and take down the nest. So it does change up the gameplay really well, especially at higher difficulties. And also they do a good job of adding in weekly rotating content. So that way, if you don't want to keep playing the same maps or maybe the same type of mission, it does give you different things that you can do. So kudos to Ubisoft on that. I would say all in all, like if you want to try this game out, I definitely recommend that you do. If you're somebody out there who has Game Pass, this is on Game Pass. So you really have no risk involved there if you want to download it and try it out, even if you don't know anybody else who has the game. I believe the game is going for $40 right now, and it's out on PlayStation, it's out on Xbox and PC. I don't believe it's on the Switch, but I know it's on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. So yeah, I'm definitely recommending that you guys go out and give this game a try. I don't see why you wouldn't like it, especially if you're somebody who likes just the Rainbow Six games, or if you like Siege. I'm pretty sure that you'll enjoy this game as well. So, with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. And as always, be easy, be blessed, as Keith would say.